tonight we're going to talk about informative speaking. Here we go. So, chapter objectives. We're going to describe each of the types of informative speeches, outline the major approaches for informative speeches, and then please review the speech requirements and guidelines found in the content section of Desire to Learn. All right, so types of informative speeches. The first type is to describe. So you can describe things like an object. For example, if you want to talk about a new technology such as the iPad, you could do something like that. You could talk about a person. Each True Hollywood Story does this all the time. They pick a celebrity and then give a speech about that celebrity, or rather an entire episode. You can talk about animals, places. I had a student once give a speech about Washington, D.C. and all the different monuments there. And, of course, you can talk about events. You can talk about previous events, past events, or current events. So I had a student give a speech about Woodstock, or maybe you want to talk about the upcoming elections. So if you wanted to give a speech about someone, you want to talk about their human qualities, their achievements, and then make sure to include any stories, quotes, and or facts. So if you wanted to give a speech on, let's say, Bob Marley, you might want to include famous quotes that would represent him, such as live the life you love the life you live, Bob Marley. Might want to talk about his family, his religion, and maybe his political stance. Another type of informative speech is the how-to speech. This is a speech that instructs someone. So as a teacher demonstrates a process, you could show how something works, how something is made, or how something is done. So you could talk about how to assemble a double bass kick drum. You could talk about how to knit a beanie, or possibly how to change a bicycle tire. The next type of informative speech is a speech that explains. So these are usually reserved for abstract concepts, issues, plans, and or policies. So if I wanted to talk about, let's say, Islam, I could discuss the 5 pillars of Islam and describe that and explain that to the class. All right, so you could talk about issues. So these would be social and or personal issues that need further discovery or inquiry, such as GMOs in foods or global warming. Plans and or policies. With plans and or policies, you could talk about potential courses of action. Be sure to lay out the facts and just explain. This is not a persuasive speech, so you don't want to give your opinion too much. Just give your audience the facts. So if you wanted to talk about water conservation in California, this is a hot topic right now. Be careful, you are informing your audience, not persuading, so make sure to keep your speech objective. This means don't insert your opinion into the speech, and always make sure you're speaking appropriately and ethically. So I've got a little no over Wikipedia here, so you want to make sure your information is not from a wiki. This is because wikis can be changed pretty frequently and anyone can contribute to them. So make sure that your research is reliable and relevant. So it should be new information and it should be relevant to your topic. Head to Wikipedia and go all the way to the bottom and you'll see a list of sources and you can actually go to those sources and then you can see if the information is reliable. Make sure your information is honest and truthful. So you don't want to make anything up for this speech. You don't want to stretch the truth. Just give us all the facts. And of course, avoid plagiarism. You do need 3 sources in this speech. So be sure to cite those sources verbally within your speech, have them in your outline, and then finally attach them in APA format on your reference page. So the goals of informative speaking, here we go. Informative speaking should always meet your audience's informational needs. So when you're thinking of a topic, first gauge what your audience knows, then decide on an appropriate approach. Make it relevant to your audience, so relate your topic to the audience. And then ask yourself, is there enough research for me to speak on this topic? If not, you may want to make your topic a little broader. So there are different approaches to informing. The first is you could give a description. This is when you paint a mental picture for the listener. You describe people, places, objects, and or events. It's most effective when the topic is personally connected to you. So, for example, I go to Lake Mead every summer with my family, and so if I wanted to give a speech on Lake Mead, this would be a great topic to describe to my audience. I could talk about how the lake spans over 2 different states, how they have giant catfish, and of course how it's connected to the world famous Hoover Dam. You could give a speech that instructs. This is for those how-to topics. So this is when you combine physical demonstration with explanatory narration. So a great example would be Jamie Oliver hosts a show called Jamie's 15-Minute Meals, where he shows you how to make a delicious meal in 15 minutes. He's verbally telling you instructions on how to make the meal, and then he's also giving you a physical demonstration with his speech. And then we have a speech of explanation. This answers those why or what does that mean type of questions. So this, you could clarify concepts by offering elucidating explanations or details that illuminate concepts and meaning. So this is when a topic is fairly complicated and what you want to do is just shed a little bit of light on that topic. So maybe you want to just talk about important features of the golf swing, stance, grip on the club, follow through with the swing. Or maybe I want to talk about the importance of vaccinating your pets or your children, or the importance of having a flu shot every year. I would just want to shed some light on that topic, and you really don't have too much time to go into it because your speech is only about 5 minutes. Guidelines for informative speaking. First of all, make it easy for your audience. You can do this by offering clear organization and structure. Make sure to build on prior knowledge. So pick a topic that you have a little bit of information about and then build on that. Define your terms. So if you're going to talk about a specific topic, energy conservation, let's say, you want to give us definitions to any terms we might be unfamiliar with. Make sure to use appropriate supporting material, so it's got to be relevant and reliable. Use appropriate presentation aids. So in the classroom, we aren't going to have any access to PowerPoint or video. So I would say an object is great for a presentation aid, or a poster board. All right, so for this week's assignment, watch Ryan McFadden's informative speech. He does a how-to bake chocolate chip cookies. You can find this in the content section of this week, week 9. And then your second assignment for homework is to give me 2 topics for your informative speech. The reason I have you do this is so in case someone else in the class chooses the same topic, then you have a second choice. So let's say 2 people in the class choose Disneyland for their informative speech topic, then I would probably ask one person to change. So for homework, give me 2 topics, and then also give me a critique on Ryan's cookie speech. Okay, I hope that's been informative for everybody. Make sure to read chapter 14 of the book, and I'll see you next week.